And welcome back to the 10 a.m. shift. I'm your host, Willis Love, and we got a few things on the agenda this week that I want to talk about. And the first topic that I really want to get to is Dwayne Wade versus Patrick Beverley. Now, for my fan bias, I was a little bit scared to talk about this topic because if you know me, you know how much of a big Dwayne Wade fan I am. He's my favorite player of all time. He's my GOAT. And the fact that this stuff is coming out with Patrick Beverley saying that James Harden is a better player than Dwayne Wade, it has to stop. Let's just stop, man. Just stop. Because a lot of people are coming out and they're saying some blasphemous things, like just straight up blasphemy. So I just want to touch on this topic for a little bit, right? Dwayne Wade was a menace for a short period of time in the league because of injuries. Now, I'm not going to say too short. I'm not talking like Derrick Rose short. Like, he was a menace for a good 9-10 years. Like, Dwayne Wade was that guy. He was the guy for Miami, right? Even when LeBron came to him to learn how to win, Dwayne Wade had to take a back seat. And even in that first 2-year span, he was still right there with LeBron as the guy. Like, so let's not get confused, right? Now, first of all, James Harden is a phenomenal player. Love James Harden. Great offensive game. Juggernaut. 3-point ball, swish. Handle on the money. But he is not the all-around player that Dwayne Wade is. And that's a fact. That's not even me hating. You can look at the stats. It's just a fact, right? Now, Dwayne Wade affects the game similar to James, but also in more ways as well. We're not going to sit here and act like Dwayne Wade didn't have an offensive bag. He had a bag. Euro step was crazy. He had a good mid-range shot. He was way more athletic than James Harden. First of all, he mostly dunked the ball. That was mostly a big part of his game, was getting to the basket, dunking the ball. He got to the free throw line very well. So when Patrick Beverley is like, you talking about a guy who could get to the free throw line, blah, 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 blah. Dwayne Wade did the same thing. He did it before James Harden was even in the league, bro. You got to chill, bro. He averaged a lot of free throws in the finals, and he made a lot of free throws because he knew how to draw those fouls. So Dwayne Wade been doing that. That's not new. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth saying who's better at this, better as that. Like Dwayne Wade said, you could have easily said, I like James Harden's style of play more than to come out and flat out say that James Harden is just better and you have no facts to back it up. Then I love what Dwayne Wade said. He said, Pat, you coming out saying somebody's better than me and you're not better than me. And that's where the real topic needs to be spoken about, right? Patrick Beverley is saying that these players is better than these players because of his perspective, and he did play against them, so give him credit for that. But I think D-Wade is right when it comes to like players saying people who are better than who. Like, let's start looking at players who are in the same room as these players, right? Not people who weren't as important to their team. Like, we're talking about guys in the same realm, the same room, top 75 players, the same exact guys. So for Pat Bev to come out and say that this person is better than this person when you can't even put your own stats up to this person, it's crazy to me. Then to say that you live in rent free in Dwayne Wade's head when you brought him up in the discussion and you're just mad at his response is crazy. So, comment down below. What do you guys think about the Patrick Beverley and Dwayne Wade? I would say not a beef, but a little back and forth on Twitter. And who has more of a point? I think Dwayne Wade has more of a point as far as like comparing players. And also I believe, and I know majority of the world believes, Dwayne Wade is a better player than James Harden ever was. And James Harden is still building his legacy. So we will see how that turns out. But I'm drafting D-Wade every time. And he's the number 3 shooting guard of all time for a reason, right? It's two sides of the game. And basketball has a lot of aspects to it, right? But it's offense and defense when you come down to it. James is great at offense, but he's not great at defense. And also, he's not as accomplished as Dwayne. So you got to take all of those things into consideration. So I truly think Dwayne Wade is above James, like above. And Patrick Beverley, love what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing with the pod and the show and everything like that. Keep it up. But I just think you don't need to do a lot of rage baiting to get fans to flock to your show, because people do actually want to hear what you have to say. So shout out to Patrick Beverley, Dwayne Wade, James Harden. And on Monday Night Raw, we got an interesting story twist, right? So, for the last 3 weeks, we've been seeing Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, and we had no idea which direction that story was going to go, right? Because Braun Breaker's injured, Bronson Reed is also injured, and you got the rest of the division in the tag team spat with the Usos, right? So who's going to come out? Who's going to help Paul Heyman? And WWE pulls a quick little move, and they add Gunther, into the storyline. And I actually like this because Gunther had no opponent as well. So originally, I heard the plan was for Gunther to retire Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, which would have been a terrible idea because we only want to see one person retire Rey Mysterio, and that's his son, Dominic Mysterio. So that would have been a terrible idea. So I'm glad Rey Mysterio is playing injured, or if he really is injured, I'm glad that he's out because I didn't want that to happen. Nobody wanted to see that. So who else would Gunther face? Then I heard he's supposed to face Brock, right? Oh, we got to do Gunther and Brock. But Brock Lesnar came out and said he doesn't want to lose any matches until he retires. So they're going to save Gunther for Brock when Brock is ready to go. So who is the next possible target for Gunther, right? If you don't have that stupid stipulation that he's been doing for the last few months of I'm going to end your career, then they would have been able to book him better with all these different matches. But now that you have that stipulation over his head, now you got to find somebody who can break it so he can get back to some sense of normalcy in the roster. And that is perfect because Seth Rollins would be the perfect guy. He's still in his prime, right? He's a great talent. The fans love him. He's beyond the belt, just like Gunther is now. And just like how Roman Reigns is, they're above the belt. So you get a guy like Seth to fight Gunther at Mania and beat Gunther and bring him back down to normalcy. So that way he can compete in normal singles matches. There doesn't have to be a stipulation on top of I'll end your career. So this is a great move for WWE. And he can always get back to it, right? When Brock's ready to go, who's going to put him out? It could easily be Gunther, right? I say it should be Roman because I think Brock and Roman had a really great feud, but Gunther's a great choice as well. So it was a great little curveball they threw. I like the Seth and Gunther card for WrestleMania. It puts two top guys on the card because they should be on the card. And it gives Paul Heyman some time to kind of figure out how to bring back Braun Breaker, right? Because if Braun Breaker is medically cleared before Mania, there could be a situation where Seth Rollins wins the match, he's celebrating, and then boom, he gets speared by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's back. Oh my God. Then the feud's back on. So that could be really good. What did you guys think of the Gunther entering the storyline now? Are you guys like feeling Gunther and Seth Rollins for WrestleMania? Comment down below and let me know if you like Gunther versus Seth Rollins for WrestleMania. And keep it locked here on the 10th Man Network. Man, oh man. That Brock versus Oba, I'm telling you, that is the WrestleMania match of the night that we want to see. Forget CM Punk and Roman. Forget Cody Rhodes and Randy. We want to see Oba and Brock. It is the most anticipated matchup in a long time because it has everything. Everything. The new guy versus the old guy. I'm trying to build my legacy versus my legacy's already intact. I have my advocate. I'm out here with the fans by my side, and it has everything you need for a great match. Their face-offs have been incredible. It has built so much anticipation for the match, and their last face-off was just incredible. It took Triple H to come out and say, nah, fellas, we not doing this here. You guys have to do it at Mania. So I'm excited to see them go at it. Oba Femi is such a great talent to have for WWE because he has everything. He has the entrance, he has the look, he has the moveset, he has the strength, and it looks like he has the durability as well. Like he can wrestle for a long time. So he's going to be a great talent for a long time if he stays healthy. And it's no better opponent for him than Brock Lesnar right now, right? Brock Lesnar has always been the beast incarnate, and now he has somebody who is just as beastie as him. So they can really go at it, right? This is on par with what could have been the first exchange between him and Goldberg at WrestleMania 20 when they were both in their prime, right? This has that flair to it, but hopefully the match is way better. So comment down below if you guys are excited to see Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Make sure you guys keep it locked here on the 10 a.m. shift. I'm your host, Willis Love, and I'll see you guys on the next one.